Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be discussing Derek Sivers' Hell Yeah or No, What's Worth Doing. And I don't think I've actually discussed any personal development books on the channel yet. I've actually done a fair amount of reading of it. You might see in the back here, Tim Ferriss's The 4-Hour Workweek, and actually Tim Ferriss was where I first ran into Derek on the Tim Ferriss show, and Derek had famously sold a company called CD Baby, which would make CDs for independent bands. So if you didn't sign with a major record label, you probably still wanted to make CDs for your fans, but there wasn't really a cost-effective, easy way to do that and to sell them on the internet to a wider audience than who could come locally to your gigs. And CD Baby did that. And there's even a very famous CD Baby customer service letter about what happened that is sent out to everybody who orders a CD. If you just Google CD Baby customer service letter, not only will you find that letter, but you're going to find hundreds of articles written about this letter. So even before Derek sold that company to Apple, he was already making an impact in the way that people think about business. And what the sale allowed him to do was essentially to become a full-time dad and thinker. And over the years, that's what he's done. He's churned out a lot of essays online. And this essentially is a collection of those essays that he did online. So if you were just following his website and reading everything, you would have read all of these essays already. You just may not have had access to them in a simple collection organized around a cohesive theme and then in a format in which you could take with you and read. Something I really like about the way that this book is formatted, which I've never seen before, so I'm not saying that Derek invented it or he's the only person, but at the bottom of different chapters, you're going to see a short code or a short link, which will then give you this essay so that you can share it with other people. So even though not everyone is going to have the book, if you find an essay that you really like, that really resonates with you, you can either share that with a group or you can send it on to a friend who you think it might really resonate with. The essays are also not long, so you can read it slowly, quickly, however you want to, but they're short and powerful ideas that ask you to examine the way that you're doing particular actions or living your life in general. So the essay that probably inspired this collection is called If You're Not Feeling Hell Yeah, Then Say No, and it summarized hell yeah or no. And rather than tell you, well, what inspired this essay? So originally, Derek was scheduled to go... Was this Derek or Tim? I'm getting the two mixed up now because I remember Tim telling the story. And no, it's Derek who told the story. But in any event, he was going around and speaking at conferences after he'd sold his business. And his idea was, okay, well, it's fun to get paid to fly around the world to speak. And there was one coming up in Australia and another one coming up after that. And he found himself somewhat dreading going some weeks beforehand. And what he found was a gap between what he thought the opportunity was and then what he was actually experiencing. And again, on paper, to most of us, the idea of, I'm going to get flown to Australia to go speak at a public conference. Sounds great. Sign me up. But Derek had experienced that, and it wasn't delivering the level of contentment, the level of fulfillment that he was seeking. And so what was originally a great idea, I'm just going to say yes to a lot of things, turned into a better qualified yes, which is hell yeah or no. Meaning, if I'm not really enthusiastic about something, about either, let's say, a gig I've been asked to speak at, or a particular type of job, or a relationship, if I'm not really enthusiastic, then it's an automatic no. And this dovetails well with essentialism, which has also been popular in recent years. Greg McCune wrote that book, and I think he's got a Skillshare course talking about it as well. But I think it's a really important lens to use to help you refocus on the collection of things that you have run into in your life. And I think that's maybe one of the benefits that COVID delivered to many people, if they were willing to take the opportunity, was all the things that I was currently doing prior to March 2020, were they really making me happy? Were they really fulfilling my purpose? Were they really things that I needed to be involved in? And we were forced, if we paid attention, we were forced to audit that list. And I think that's a major benefit that COVID and the lockdowns had. Unintended, I'm sure. Sure, nobody gave us lockdowns thinking, we want you to think about your life. But that's what happened to those of us who took the opportunity to do so. And applying this rubric or this heuristic, hell yeah or no, to many different aspects of your life, I think is really useful, because it can then ask you to reflect about the way that you're using your time. And I think that's really positive. So now that you have the background to that, I'll just read you this very short essay, which you can find on, the short code is sive.rs/HYN. And I'll also link to that in the description. The title of the essay is, If You're Not Feeling Hell Yeah, Then Say No. Most of us have lives filled with mediocrity. We said yes to things that we felt half-hearted about. So we're too busy to react when opportunities come our way. We miss out on the great because we're busy with the mediocre. The solution is to say yes to less. If you're not feeling, hell yeah, that would be awesome about something, say no. It's an easier decision. Say no to almost everything. This starts to free your time and mind. Then, when you find something you're actually excited about, you'll have the space in your life to give it your full attention. You'll be able to take massive action in a way that most people can't, because you cleared away your clutter in advance. Saying no makes your yes more powerful. Though it's good to say yes when you're starting out, wanting any opportunity, or needing variety, it's bad to say yes when you're overwhelmed, overcommitted, or need to focus. Refuse almost everything. Do almost nothing. But the things you do them all the way. So I think that's really it. And while there are other essays in the book, I think they will resonate differently for people at different stages. So the first heading is updating identity, then saying no, then making things happen, then changing perspective, what's worth doing, fixing faulty thinking, and then it ends with saying yes. So a collection of thought exercises about the way that you have your life designed. I would say this fits squarely into the lifestyle design / personal development space. And Derek really limits himself, I think, and part of why his essays are so short is I think he is intentional about that. He wants the essays to be short, pithy, punchy. He doesn't really want to ramble for pages and pages. And so I think altogether, I mean, it's 126 pages altogether, but it's a full 126 pages, and I think that you will benefit from it. So if you're interested in a personal development book that isn't like all the other personal development books that you're likely to find on the shelves, or that are popular to read, or tell you that making your bed is the most important thing that you can do in a day, which I'm not saying that making your bed is unimportant, I'm just saying if you want some other books, then Hell Yeah or No by Derek Sivers I think would be worth your while, and you should check it out. If you'd like to see more, you can click over to my Patreon, where I do an exclusive review for my supporters there on a 3-month delay. So it'll eventually come out here to YouTube like all the others, but for 3 months it's sitting behind the paywall there for the people who are contributing to the channel. As always, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.